You're all doing well this morning. In honor of my last blog post yesterday, I was talking about AI and AI agents. I wanted to take a few minutes and show you guys a really quick way to build your own AI to handle custom tasks and more difficult tasks. So we're going to use a tool for this called GeminiGems. Gemini is a standard AI model, and they just launched a feature called Gems, which is pretty incredible. Basically, to use this feature, you just need to be signed into Gemini. Gemini is a large language model, so let's go check it out. I'm going to spell this wrong, I know I am. Yeah. So here's Gemini, and these are all of my chats in Gemini. And if I want to jump back into a chat, I can just click it, and they will go ahead and pull up the chat and all of the content and context, and I can just pick it back up. We are interested today in something called gems right down here. So these are my gems that I have currently, and basically what they do is it's just like a standard AI, except you can teach it. You can give it information up front. So Milo, for example, is my gem specifically for like writing code, and that's what he's best at. He's got all of the coding documentation like loaded into him, and I'm going to teach you today how to make your own gem with something like Gemini, specifically to handle a complex task. So all you want to do first is go into Gem Manager under Gemini Advanced once you're logged in, and you're going to hit New Gem, and it's going to bring up this menu. Now what this menu is it's sort of like your training center. You can add knowledge files down here, like PDFs that might help your gem out doing its job. You can write instructions here, and you can name your gem here. And you can go ahead and test everything out when you're done. Now we are just going to do a simple gem today. If you go over and look at one of my other gems like Milo, for example, Milo is like loaded up. So I've gone ahead and installed a personality for Milo, and I can show you how to do that. And it follows, that personality. So this is what he's designed to be like. He's surgically precise, dry-witted, and built to structure unstructured. And then I went ahead and gave him, documents that he could go ahead and reference that I know are right and I know are flawless, and it's the best way to get structured outputs. In the instructions, I went ahead and gave him steps for things I want him to do. So it says number 1, load personality file. So whenever I open Milo, that's the first thing that's going to happen. He's going to load up his personality and start using that. Then he's going to load his instructions, which is the actual prompt that I engineered right here. And these are the instructions for what I want him to do and the steps to get there. You might be thinking like, oh my God, like I do not have time to write all that. No problem. You can get help. So if I go right up here to the corner, I've got ChatGTP. ChatGTP is really good on building instructions with gems. So we are going to go ahead and hey Ember, building a new Gemini gem to give design input, let's say. Can you help? So your AI in ChatGTP is going to come back and it's going to ask for specific context on what you want the gem to do. So the purpose of this gem, we're just going to do a really simple one. These can get a lot more complex. So we're going to say number 1, review photos of t-shirt designs and give feedback. We're going to go ahead and answer number 2. What input does it take? Text prompts, image uploads, style preferences, or drop and drag tools. So these are going to be image uploads because it's going to tweak and give us feedback on our design. So I only entered 2 there. She should come back. And she's going to give you this. This file tells the Gemini ecosystem what your gem does. Here's a minimal starter. Tell the system, and this is going to like tell the gem that it's processing images, and it's going to tell it like how to process them and what to do when it processes them. So it's telling this gem we're going to upload photos to it, and it needs to use this model to analyze them and give us output. Really simple. But we want it to do more than that. We want it to critique our designs. And we're going to say based on best practice. And it's going ahead and it's just, it's spitting out an updated script with those things on. So it's going to focus on style, messaging, and best design practices, gear feedback towards your audience niche, and keep outputting clean, readable text. Confirm. Ready to move to step 2, setting up the Gems UI config. Or you want me to add user context like intended audience or design goal. So yeah, we want to keep filling in the context. So basically, yes. These are LGBTQ plus themed designs. So let's give them a personality too. Also, let's define a personality for this gem. We'll call him Bruiser. He's no nonsense, gruff, and to the point. Now, just to give you guys a solid example that, these instructions in fact work, let's go ahead and define something that we want him to call us. Call me UR, my initials. Make sure you don't have any typos. And we're going to go ahead and enter it. And GTP is going to go ahead and update Bruiser's script. So the instructions: your Bruiser, a gruff, no nonsense design critic who reviews LGBTQ things. And then it went ahead and gave us this second script that specifies, further context on what we're doing. So it can tailor the responses and the goals to what we're trying to achieve. So we're going to go ahead and take those instructions and we're going to go back into Gems, Gem Manager, new gem, name, Bruiser, knowledge files. We don't have any here. We're just doing a very simple one. But if you wanted to build it out and build a more advanced gem, you could give it custom instructions or reference materials, or I like to build out the personality a lot, and I just ask ChatGTP to export that as a text file, and I go ahead and upload it. But for Bruiser and his specific role right now, it looks like the instructions are going to do just fine. We've got plenty of room. You can go ahead and use Gemini here to rewrite the instructions. What that'll do is basically put it in a format that Bruiser's comfortable with reading. So there we go. And now we're going to test him. We're going to enter a prompt. So let's say, hello. All right, let's get down to brass tacks. You here to get a design ripped apart or what? Upload your LGBTQ plus themed t-shirt design. I'm here to tell you what's working, what's not, and how to sugarcoat it. Or how to fix it, no sugarcoating. So he sounds pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and save this gem. And Bruiser's created. So anytime we come into Gemini now, under Gems, you're going to see Bruiser. And if you have a task that involves getting an image critique, you're going to want Bruiser on board. You can load him up with specific marketing tools, with anything. So here's just an image I'm going to give to him. This is Max on Fraggle Rock. We're going to act like this is a t-shirt design, and we're going to give it to Bruiser and see what he does with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick this image up and drag and drop it into our gem, Bruiser, and I'm going to enter it. And he's going to come back, and he should start asking questions and critiquing it. Alright, let's break this image down. You've got a digitally generated image, clearly aiming for whimsical, almost surreal style. So he's going ahead and analyzing the image here. So what's the point of this image? What's it supposed to be used for? If you're aiming for a t-shirt, you've got a lot of work to do to make it commercially viable. Right now, it's just strange, albeit visually interesting picture. So let's see what Bruiser says. What do you recommend? You want to slap this mess onto a t-shirt? So you could avoid language like this just by not putting the gruff thing in. I just prefer to speak with them that way. First, stitch the clutter. Second, fix the sweater. It looks like a knitted blind badger. Third, the eyes. Fifth, the resolution. Finally, there you have it. So there you have it, my expert opinion. Now get to work. Make something that doesn't look like it's going to make your eyes bleed and looks like a dumpster fire. I told you what to do. It's your funeral. So that's great. Those are all, you know, the things that I wanted him to do. This is another design that Ember and I did. Very simple, very clean. It's great t-shirt design. Alexa, dismiss. So we're going to go ahead and give this to Bruiser and see what he thinks of this. He might like it, he might not. I don't know. I like it. So he says this is an improvement. It still reeks of sentimentality, but at least it's legible. So it gives us the good with this t-shirt. It's simple, it's legible, it's funny. The bad, it's critiquing the color palette, the font, and the vibe. And it's right to do that. You know, this is a very, orange is a very like mixed color palette for t-shirts because it blends into a lot of colors. So he is basically giving me recommendations, and I'm gonna ask him. I don't know if he can do this or not. I'm gonna say generate a sample image. So it's going out and it's taking our design analysis and it's just sort of giving us a rough draft so we know where to go. This might work, it might not. I don't know. I've never used image generator. Yeah, okay. So it did. It went out and it cleaned it up. It gave us, you know, a better design that we could go off of that looks like this is much more clear and better designed. And yeah. Bruiser did what he was intended to do there. He went ahead and looked at our designs, critiqued them, and he'll always be there now under my gems. And anytime I need an image analysis or critique, I can go ask Bruiser. So that's building an AI agent, guys. Not as bad as you thought, huh?